Secondly, Nzoia has very huge accumulated unpaid dues to our workers. When you count the farmers' monthly salaries and other statutory deductions, we are talking of close to 980 million, close to $1 billion. This includes the retirees who have not been paid their pensions and so on. The law requires that every worker, upon being paid their monthly salary, the employer has a statutory duty to forward deductions to NHIF and to NSSF. These have not been going on at Nzoia. The workers of Nzoia are in immense distress because their children can't go to school, they can't feed their families, the retirees can't get their pensions, the factory is not paying them, the factory is not working. And even yesterday when the president came, the hype was that he was going to get the factory working. Again, it's not the function of the president to come and switch on the factory. The factory should work without the intervention of the president. But what struck me as strange is a president who is leaving office in the next 1 week, using state resources to campaign for one of the candidates in the contest that we are in. The president went out of his way and campaigned for the Azimio group. He was in fact accompanied by Azimio agitators and campaigners in the region. He was accompanied by Azimio candidates in Bungoma, and he expressly asked the farmers and the people assembled, including the workers of Nzoia, to vote for his Azimio preferred candidate. This is wrong, Mr. President. You are abusing your office. It is a form of corruption to use state resources to campaign for any party in this contest. We want to remind you that the people of Bungoma have already decided who to vote for, and they are in Kenya Kwanza. This hoodwink that you are trying to do is too little, too late. And we take great exception as Kenya Kwanza leadership that you as our president can carry some money from the government of the republic, taken from our taxes, to come and literally try to influence our farmers and our workers to vote for your preferred Azimio candidate, Raila Odinga. This is not right, and we want to remind you that the ethical expectations of you as our president is to be neutral. Of course, you chose not to be neutral. You are the campaign manager of Azimio, and we will deal with you as the campaign manager of Azimio. We also have campaign managers whom will get to work at the same level as you. As we go to the home stretch, Mr. President, we have worrying messages and information coming out. One, the leaflets in the Rift Valley, which I must appreciate your office addressed, but rumor has it that they were generated from your office. We don't want people to be frightened, and like I said in Eldoret, it's inexplicable to imagine that the communities that are supporting Kenya Kwanza can be threatened by Kenya Kwanza. It can only be the opposite, that you want to interfere with the quantum of our votes in certain areas. Two, we have worrying information that your office is assembling chiefs across the country and giving them instructions and giving them some inducements so that they can be able to in some way interfere with the process of elections. I stand here on behalf of Kenya Kwanza to caution our chiefs that do not fall into this blackmail trap. An outgoing government can do nothing to you, and like we said, if you refuse to obey their unlawful and illegal orders and they interfere with your work by interdiction or suspension, we shall reinstate you immediately. We form government and even promote you for standing steadfast in favor of the rule of law. Thirdly, we have again information filtering in that your Minister for IT, one Joe Mucheru, and some players in the ICT sector are planning to set up a hacking center in some building on Waiyaki Way in Nairobi, which center is supposed to interfere with the airwaves on the polling day and thereafter to disturb the activities of elections. Again, we'll hold you firmly responsible as a government for any activities, any acts or omissions that will lead to a compromise of a free and fair election, because we expect nothing less. Let the people of Kenya decide. If they vote for your preferred candidate, well and good. If they vote for a candidate you don't like, it's not your business. It is the business of the people of Kenya. Lastly, we have seen a lot of bravado from your Minister for Security. He's applying security arrangements in the country selectively. Your ministers are availing facilities of the government and the public selectively. For instance, we applied and paid for an astronomical figure of 1.5 million for Nyayo Stadium for our final rally on Saturday. All of a sudden, we are told you are going to have peace prayers at Nyayo Stadium. You have opened up Kasarani for our competitors of Azimio. You have closed Kamkunji for us that it is booked for something else. You've closed Jacaranda that is booked for something else. Like we have said a day or two ago, if you do not open Nyayo Stadium for the Kenya Kwanza final rally on Saturday, we will hold this rally on the streets of Nairobi. We have identified the junction of Moi Avenue and Kenyatta Avenue, and Kenyans will fill up the streets of Nairobi. You are obligated to protect business premises along those streets. That is where we'll have our rallies, like we did in Eldoret the other day, we did in Kakamega when you denied us entry into Buhungu. And Kenyans who want to listen to our final message as we head home to victory will turn up and fill the streets of Nairobi the same way Obama addressed Berlinians in Berlin on the eve of his elections and set the role and the ball of freedom in East Germany. We as Kenya Kwanza want a peaceful Kenya. We want a peaceful election. We want a peaceful outcome. We want the IEBC to be given security and protection to act within the law and to declare the winner after the process is over. We know we are going to win, and I encourage Kenyans to turn up in large numbers. Ignore the intimidations and the blackmail being meted out by the government, led by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru, I want to finalize by telling you, in your twilight days and hours, you need friends. You need to make friends. President Moi, when he was leaving office, was humble enough to stand and tell Kenyans that those I have wronged, I am sorry. Those who wronged me, I forgive them. And he went home with a clean heart, and Kenyans forgot any transgressions that he had on them. You are living in a few days, but you are still chest-thumping, telling Kenyans that they will know you are a president. Who doesn't know you are a president? Who doesn't know that you are leaving office very soon? Please be humble enough to extend a hand of friendship to every Kenyan, even those that you don't like. Because life is not about people you like, it's about people you live with. And that is the only way you will enjoy your retirement. As Kenya Kwanza, we give you an assurance that despite your misconduct in your final days, we will give you protection, respect you as a retired president, give you your pension, give you all the trappings that a retired president requires, and give you an opportunity to live in peace so that you can see how to run a country, since you have demonstrated very ably how not to run a country. Thank you.